Hello and welcome back to a semi-locals guide to Road to Hana. This will be a vegan edition. I know road trips can be a challenge if you have dietary restrictions, and Road to Hana is no exception. So along the way I'll be showing you some of my favorite stops and some of my favorite eats so that next time you go to Hana you'll feel prepared, or you can just live vicariously through this video. Before we get started, I wanted to share my top 3 tips for Hana, and my number 1 tip is bring cash with you. There's a lot of local roadside fruit stands where people just take fruit from the trees on their property and put it out on the honor system, so you definitely want cash for that. I would also definitely bring shoes you don't mind getting completely trashed, and also I would bring a towel for wiping the mud off of your legs and feet if you're planning on doing any hiking. So with that in mind, let's get started. My first stop whenever I come here is the Wai'anapanapa Peninsula, and it's just such a great little spot to get out, stretch your legs, and soak in the scenery. Usually there'll be a bunch of people here eating Auntie Sandy's banana bread, but today we had it all to ourselves. And you can see I brought some hoodies with me because the weather here can be a bit temperamental, and when you're exploring all the tide pools, you don't necessarily want to be rained on. Back on the road, we stopped at halfway to Hana for a little coconut snack, and that is one pro of Hana is there's always fresh fruit to eat for us vegans. Now, if you blink, you will miss this next stop, but this is one of the most unique things I've done in Hana. At mile marker 23 on the right-hand side, there's this little nondescript hole that opens up into a 140-foot cave system. So this is a lava tube. It was created with the heating and cooling of lava with air pockets, and you can actually explore it. It's free, super unique to Maui, and I've actually never done it before, so I didn't even know this hidden treasure was here, but now that I do, I wanted to share it with everybody. So definitely check it out, and you don't need to worry about any snakes because we do not have any on Maui. By this point, I was getting a little peckish, so we stopped at Hana Farms for a quick bite. This is a great spot on the right-hand side of the road, and it has a bunch of artisan crafts and local products. I think these would make great things to bring home for people, great little gifts that are really unique to the area, and help support the local economy. So definitely a great spot to check out, and everyone who works here is super kind. Also, it has vegan banana bread, so that was definitely 2 thumbs up from me. You need banana bread when you're in Hana. It's such a staple to the area, so to find a cruelty-free version was really incredible. They also have a great array of fruits like lilikoi, which is passion fruit, and soursop, which, while it looks like a Game of Thrones dragon egg, tastes really custardy and has some strawberry and banana notes in my opinion. So definitely check it out.
Oh, hi, sweet baby.
Yeah, she doesn't bite or anything, don't worry.
Oh,
She just likes love.
Yeah.
She loves to be
Same.
touched and held.
Touch me, I get to sunbathe.
I mean, yeah, I would love that too.
Basically
Oh
all
my
you do in the
gosh.
first place.
I did a little taste test on the way to our next stop, and it's so bomb, 10 out of 10. It has big chunks of banana in it, good amount of sugar, and I even gave the boy some, and he approved, which means it's the real deal. Next up was Wai'anapanapa Black Sand Beach. A lot of people will camp out here. It's a great camping ground or just a place to come relax during the day. I am obsessed with this beach and its black sand. I tried to get this artsy shot and David was like, nah, don't be pretentious and did this, so I had to keep that in.
You're so
But we did just a little hike through. It's an all levels hike and the trail is really clear. It leads you to these really rocky bluffs, and if you turn the other way, you can see upcountry in Haleakala, so I would definitely recommend it. It's a very easy hike for all levels. Continuing on, you see this little beach cove, and this is more of a general note when you're in Maui, but tourists will often crowd on the first part of the beach that they see. But my general word of advice is to keep exploring, go off the beaten path, because you can find isolated beaches that you can have all to yourself if you want. But continuing on the path, we found this amazing tide pool area, and I thought this was just so beautiful. It was such a reflective surface, and then the waves would come and just completely disturb it. And I just felt like this is one of those things that isn't necessarily in any guidebook, but if you just take a moment and stop and enjoy the beauty, there's so many special moments that happen everywhere along Hana. So this was definitely one of them, and the waves were just so dramatic today. This next wave was epic, and we were very glad we didn't stay where we were originally watching from, or we would have been soaked. So we got back in the car and headed into Hana town proper. As you can tell, the town itself is very sleepy, quiet, and quaint. It's a really wonderful place to grab a bite to eat if you like, which we do later. And then you can follow out into the pastures filled with cows and goats. And our next stop was Wai'anapanapa Falls. This is between mile marker 44 and 45, and you can swim in the pool during the summer, although it being winter here, I would not recommend it unless you're extremely brave. But you'll see a lot of beautiful nature, and the sound of the waterfall itself, I think, is incredibly soothing. This is a beautiful spot to come to, and while it does tend to get a bit crowded, it has a really nice vibe about it, and I just would never go on road to Hana without stopping here. Now, Hawaii is known for its rainbows, but I've never seen this before. The mist was causing these little rainbow patterns to form on the surface of the water, and I just could not get over it. I thought it was so cool. So I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I did. Next, we stopped at this banyan tree. This is at the beginning of the Vai Trail, which is, I would say, an intermediate hike. Just bring really good muddy shoes, or shoes that you're okay with getting muddy. But this banyan tree is just an incredible tree with an interconnected root system. We also have one in Lahaina, but this one I thought was even more interesting because it's in nature. So as you start the trail, you go across a series of bridges with smaller waterfalls, and while these waterfalls are beautiful in their own right, they really pale in comparison to the one that you're going up to. So definitely soak these in, but more great things lie ahead. And there are other bamboo forests in Maui and Hana, but I have to say this is my first time doing this trail, and this is by far the most gorgeous one that I've ever done. You can hear the bamboo creaking, which I think is such a nice sound. And today, because of the rain, we had this trail mostly to ourselves, so it was a really special experience. So at this point, you will need to make a game time decision. Your shoes are past the point of any return if you continue. It is barely a trail, you will have to walk upstream at a certain point, and it is incredibly muddy. Now, if you want to stay on the paved path, you will be able to get far away views of Waimoku Falls. And this is a 400-foot waterfall, and it is really impressive from here, but David and I wanted to venture a little closer, which we did. If you are with kids or anybody who doesn't feel comfortable with hiking, I would definitely encourage you to stay to the paved trail. It does offer you really beautiful views of this waterfall, and it is really impressive. This is a beautiful hike. I would definitely say it's intermediate. I personally didn't struggle with it, but I did see some people that were having issues with the mud in the incline. So we did go past a sign. There is a point where the trail ends, and if you decide to go past there, use your discretion. We do not condone it, but you can just take our word for it, and this video is absolutely beautiful that we got from right underneath it. So again, I'm not encouraging anyone to do this, but we just really wanted to take the opportunity to soak it all in. Both Vai Trail and the Seven Sacred Pools, which will be the last stop on this trip, are located in Haleakala National Park. Now, to enter the park, there's a $30 fee, which you need to pay by card, but what's great is that that pass will be viable for 3 days. So what I would personally do is make sure to visit Hana one of those 3 days, and then visit the volcano and crater in Haleakala National Park on the other day. Here's a shot of 7 sacred pools, and like the name suggests, it's 7 pools that trickle into the ocean. This is a great swimming spot when it's open, but oftentimes they'll close it due to safety hazards when it's been a heavy rain. Out of the 2, I would definitely go for PPV Trail over 7 sacred pools, but I know a lot of people would fight me on that one, so if you have time, definitely do both. And I had this little shot of a mongoose that I couldn't resist putting in. Next, we stopped on the way back in Hana for the most epic Thai food. This spot is on the left side of the road coming into Hana, and it is just so bomb. They make an awesome pad Thai that you can veganize if you like. And with that, we've basically ended our tour to Hana. Of course, while we hit the road, we had to stop at Hasegawa General Store. This spot is awesome if you need a little caffeine on the way back home. So I tried this really interesting matcha love drink. So we have officially finished our road to Hana, and I got a little bit more energy for the road. I've never tried this, so let's see if it tastes like trash. And sugar and green tea, I'm not mad at it. You wanna try? Let's see. Good, bad, or meh? Okay. So he let me try his drink, and it's way better. So I hang my head in shame. Don't try to rub it in my face too much. Delicious. On the way home, we saw about 1,000,000 rainbows, and it was just the perfect end to a really awesome day. So I hope you enjoyed this. I showed you a few vegan spots along the way and a lot of my favorite stops. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.